Incoming transmission.
Good evening, USS Cullen. Happy Tuesday. It's the Exo Chat Live this weekend, or this time we're talking about lower decks. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the guys who have joined me to have a chat about that. As always, comment in the comment section. Let us know if you're doing it through StreamYard, who you are. Through Facebook, we'll be able to see who it is that's making the comments. But so first of all, on my right is Nikki. Hi, Nikki. How are you doing?
Hi, here's everyone.
Grand. And then down right below me here is Andy.
Hey, how's it going?
And across from Andy then is Lee. Hey guys.
Hi guys.
How are you?
Good.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
So, a new TV show, a new Star Trek TV show, and an animated one at that. We got to see the trailer there a little while ago. Unfortunately, we don't know as yet as to when it will be available to us here in Ireland and the UK, but I'm sure it will come onto one of the main streaming services somewhere along the line. But you know, the trailer was available for us to watch, so certainly we've got a flavour of it, so we can have a little chat about what we thought of it and what our expectations are. So, who would like to go first? Will I do the gentleman thing and go ladies first?
Why not?
I think you should.
You think I should? Okay. Nikki, first impressions.
I was pleasantly surprised, actually, because I'm not a massive fan of the likes of, Gravity Falls or Rick and Morty or anything like that. Those are the sort of things I usually steer away from. Usually I go, oh, no, because it's that sense of humor. It doesn't wash at me. But I watched the trailer and I was actually found myself laughing, and I was kind of like, this is actually going to be quite funny, I think. So yeah, pleasantly surprised. I don't know whether it's because they've painted it with the Star Trek thing on it and I'm just instantly drawn to it. I don't know, but I'm just like, oh, Star Trek. But other than that, I think it's going to be. It looks interesting, so I'm definitely going to watch it. I think and see what I think. Whereas in the beginning, I was kind of like, and I'm going to give this much of a go. But yeah, I'm open-minded.
Cool, well done, Andy. What about yourself? What's your first impression?
Yeah, I've watched it a couple of times now, obviously, because sometimes it's always best to watch maybe 2 or 3 times just to kind of get a feel of it. Again, like Nikki, I wouldn't really been a fan of Rick and Morty, so that kind of animation. But what it did surprise me was what I thought was, I think it had a sort of a touch of Futurama about it, which I really enjoyed because it's sci-fi, it's set in the future. As Star Trek goes, I think like there's always been a little bit of humor in Star Trek. Like I know some people are, giving out saying, "Oh no, this isn't Star Trek" and all this kind of crap. But like, I'd be in the impression that look, give it a chance, and see how it goes. I mean, a trailer is, sometimes it's hard to tell for. I think it's it'll probably be a 10-episode series. Probably.
I think it is. I think they said that it was going to be a 10-episode series, So,
yeah. What would be probably about half an hour long, I'd say, as well, would it?
Yeah.
I didn't say so. Usually with animated stuff, they're around that length of time, right? Okay. Yeah. Just checking we're up and running. We are cool. But yeah, you're looking forward as well, Andy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a different. Like it's like I said, like there'll be a couple of Star Trek shows hopefully running possibly at the same time with Strange New Worlds and maybe Discovery season 3. We don't know yet.
Are we all stuck or
We're frozen?
I don't think so.
Are we back? Yeah, I think there's been a slight drop out there for a second, but I think we're all back, are we?
Maybe the internet's playing up, is it?
It always does. Cool. What about yourself, Lee? What's your first impressions?
Yeah, well, I mean, anything that adds more to the Trek universe, I think, is a good thing. I mean, look, you're always going to have those that are like, no, this isn't Trek. But I mean, even Next Generation had that back in 87, 88. Look, I can appreciate, like, people are entitled to their viewpoints, but I mean, I'm stoked for this. I mean, it's made it look exciting and I think humorous. And I don't know for anyone that's watched Final Space on Netflix. Final Space is very like Like in the humor that we've seen so far in the trailer, it's very like Final Space, and that's another animated sci-fi show, and I absolutely love that. There's 2 seasons of it out already.
Let's give that a go. So
it's very, very funny. Even the first few episodes are just absolutely hilarious. But one thing that's got me excited is like, what class of ship is this? You know, it looks to be. It looks to be a saucer section with like a warp sled attached to it. You know,
no, it's not. It's not those beautiful ships. I wonder is that deliberate though? In fact, like it's supposed to be what is it? Second contact or something? It's supposed to be.
Well, it's supposed to be the most
their mission, isn't it? Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, no, I agree. It's fully enough. I don't veer towards animation all that much. Like I've never been a huge fan of it. Like I mean, I had trouble with the likes of back in the day, the Jerry Anderson stuff until he got to Space 1999 and all that. I just couldn't do the puppets, and the animation is the same. And I still haven't seen all of the animated series of original Trek. Like it's I just couldn't.
I couldn't get into it either, Frank.
Oh God,
no. But Lower Decks, that trailer caught me straight off, and I haven't seen an episode of Rick and Morty. I haven't seen an episode of that, but I really enjoyed the humor that I saw in that trailer, and I really liked the animation that I saw. Like I mean, the characters I suppose are quite basic looking, but the animations of the ship itself and the interior, and all that kind of stuff, I thought looked great. Yeah, like so. It almost had a feeling. I don't know if you guys saw the short Trek with the target.
Ephraim and Dot.
Yes.
Ephraim and Dot.
No, I still haven't seen it, but I've ordered the short Treks on DVD. So
when I saw that, I was saying I really enjoyed that. I says okay, and it made me feel like Lower Decks. I probably will go for this as well. And having seen the trailer, I was like, I really want to see this. It's I think it's going to be great fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
definitely
we have a couple of people. Anthony Raythorn says hi. David Worthy. David Worthy says, so long as the stories are good and the comedy makes sense, he's giving it a go. Has anybody seen Rick and Morty? Anybody know what type of comedy they're generally known for?
Look,
Family Guy kind of.
It's adult humor, very much so.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
And the thing about, I think Rick and Morty is, like an awful lot of people I know would say, would watch it and go, "Oh man, Rick's my guy," and you look at it and you go, "If Rick is your guy, you must be some kind of a-hole because Rick is the most selfish, self-centered person in existence. Rick only exists for his own amusement, and so does everyone else, And if you're a fan of Rick, you're really not getting the show at all. Like,
no.
It can be very, very dark. Like,
it's like anyway.
there's a serious question about whether Rick's daughter is actually his real daughter or whether she's just a clone.
Right.
And she doesn't know, and her clone doesn't know, and it's very, very dark, and I suppose it's an acquired taste is probably the best thing I can say about it.
Okay, and the writers for Lower Decks are the same guys that did Rick and Morty, isn't that right?
The same animators, I think.
Yeah,
animators, is it?
Mm-hmm.
So
the
writers are different then. So it could
so.
possibly be a different type of humor. You're just looking. It's the animation you're talking about, which will be of the same vein, but the humor could be different. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I know one of my friends was immediately turned off when they saw the animation because they're like, "Oh, I hate Rick and Morty," and I was just like, "Yeah, I understand that." And then I watched the trailer, and the humor was quite appealing, actually. So I was kind of I was like, "This is something I could sit back and watch and turn off to, and just be like, like that kind of thing." Yeah, so I mean, I'm going to give it a go. I've always given every Trek show a go, even if I've even given TAS a go, and I got one episode in, and I was like,
TAS is like, TAS says, or David says, TAS is great for stories, but lousy for animation.
Oh yeah, it's that it's like cheap Scooby Doo kind of thing animation. Yeah, some of the stories are a bit out there as well. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've heard people praise it like for its storytelling. So it's possible that it's worth checking out at some point. Like and is a proper season 4 perhaps. But the graphics, for example, in Lower Decks, the certainly it's right up there. I think with the likes of Futurama and all those established animation shows that I've seen bits and pieces of. As I say, I'm not really drawn to animation and shows that are animated generally. So
Yeah.
I've seen a spattering of The Simpsons and a little bit of Family Guy and all that kind of stuff. And that's about it. But this is actually probably going to be the first animated show I'm going, I want to watch this. I'm going to watch every episode, even if there's only 10, But yeah, I'm totally looking forward to it. What attracted you guys to it? What was the first thing that made you say, "Oh, I'm definitely going to watch it"? Did you feel like that even before you saw the trailer? Was it just the idea of it, or?
I suppose it's Star Trek, so I mean, like Nikki said, I'll always give it a go. I mean, some of the voice casts seem to be very familiar. There's a few kind of comedy guys, especially with the supporting cast as well. So we'll see anyway.
I see Jerry O'Connell from Sliders is in there.
Oh yeah, he's playing the. Is he playing the captain? I think is he?
No, he's playing the first officer.
Oh, the commander.
Commander, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know the guy, but I seen a post there where a well-known comedian in the States is playing the chief engineer.
Yes, I saw that announced today. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't recognize his name, but obviously he's well known over there, for his comedic talent. So that's interesting. Like, it's definitely a very different take on anything we've seen before, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's a very familiar, I would say, animation. So I did a bit of animation. I did a course in animation in about a decade ago. But yeah, like I kind of, it's a very similar style to what would be popular right now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think they're probably going to try and stay true to Trek as well, which I hope they do, because even if it is humor, you don't want to go too far beyond the original medium, or you're going to alienate your fan base, So I think that's probably what they're paying attention to.
I think as well. I mean, with an animated series, and I suppose it was kind of true with the TAS was true animation. They were able to do those crazy far-fetched stories that you would never have been able to do live action. No. I mean, like the special effects at the time wouldn't have been able for it.
No.
And I suppose now, like, look, I mean, we've got great CGI with Trek, and doing an animated series means you're able to do that without having the huge expense, of sending it out to ILM, to do these massive, like DS9, Way of the Warrior. I'd say that battle, probably cost a fortune, or if you take like the likes of Game of Thrones, like what eats budgets? Dragons eat budgets, So I mean, with animation, you're less constrained, and you can do those kind of crazy stories that you would probably never be able to do live action.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's true. Like, I mean, TAS is considered canon, and I remember when Discovery came out and people were complaining about the fact that they seemed to have holodecks. It was more like a battle simulator than a holodeck. But people say, no, they didn't have holodecks back then. But then it turns out in TAS they established that they did have holodecks.
Yeah.
I think there's one or maybe two episodes of TAS where it shows that there's a holodeck on the Classic Enterprise. So that was kind of established. But animation allows them to let their imagination run free, I guess. But like TAS with the original series, I think it was a great move to set Lower Decks in the TNG era. Because looking at the trailer, the design of the ship, the interior, the pads, that amazing pad that you made, Lee, based off the trailer. You know what I mean?
I gotta be honest. Like every time a new Trek series comes out, there's always those people that like have the uniforms, like the Chinese sellers on eBay will have those uniforms out in a couple of weeks. Like there's someone on the costume group has made her own already, and it looks fantastic. And I was like,
really?
Yeah, and I was like, I saw your one holding a pad. What? There's no reason why I can't do a pad. And I went to start doing the graphics, and I'm part of a couple of prop groups on Facebook, and someone had already bloody done it.
Aw.
So yeah, but like for the three tasks that she's been given on that pad, he's actually added text underneath, whereas on the animated thing, it's just
You
like
just saw it as
a little bit of
yeah.
detail. Obviously the writing is too small to read, but he's added his own, and he's tried to make it funny as well. Like turbo lift lubing, or turbo shaft lubing. This kind of effort, and you're just like, yeah, right. That's another slapstick kind of joke.
Yeah.
So I
It
mean,
does,
it is fun, and look, I'll be honest with you. I actually have someone doing up the hand phaser from it as well.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
So I'm hoping in the next kind of couple of
You're
weeks
gonna
that'll be
walk
ready.
around going, no, actually, it was on stun. It was
It
really
wasn't done, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Totally
Now
undone.
I was limited in the number of shots that we get to see it from, but there's one where she's holding it, kind of upright. So I got him to make it based on that kind of view of it, and I said, listen, we don't actually see any phaser control, so look, just give you creative control, do what you think looks best. And he sent me a 3D model of it, and I'm like, yeah, I really, really like that. So I think that the plan will be that I'll have to get a uniform done and have the phaser and have the pad. So
Yeah.
just be way ahead of the curve there.
Absolutely.
I would have the time because, I think they've already confirmed the second season for Lower Decks, haven't they? So
Yes,
Already?
they are. Yeah.
yeah. So, which it seems to be the way they're doing it. Like when the show is
Yeah.
coming out or
I
about
suppose-
to come out.
Yeah. I suppose the fact that it's animated means that there's no actual shit. It's all done on computers and stuff. So I mean, the guys who are creating it, they've been able to do it like when I'm working from home or whatever. So I suppose that's one good thing.
Andrew Brannigan just said they're looking forward to the show, but not really loving the ship design.
I think a lot of
Not
really
people
looking at
of that impression.
I have the comments running up here, but yeah, I can see that
it's-
definitely. It's
There was a lot of
weird-
comments to that effect, like, you know what I mean, with people saying like, "What is this? Why is the nacelle
Why are
positioned
they
the way
upside
they are?"
down?
You know,
It's like somebody just got in a cell and just stuck it on the bottom.
Look at this way.
but you
just
don't think it's just
bubbles up
because it's different, like, you know what I mean? This,
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah,
when I
Definitely.
see that ship, I see a TNG ship straight off. Obviously not a
Oh
Galaxy
yeah,
class.
then there's absolutely
You
no
know.
doubt about it. You look at it and you go, yeah, that's
You look at the saucer section,
TNG.
you know, we say that's a TNG era starship.
Yeah.
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Okay, so the nacelles are slightly differently placed, but there's so many starships throughout the history of Trek where the nacelles are here or there, they're above the saucer section or below the saucer section. You know, there's one nacelle. There's so many variations on the theme. Like,
How
this
do you-
is just another one, really, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. That's David Word you just said there. Yeah, but how do you get to the secondary hole?
I think
question.
the answer to that is carefully, very carefully.
Yeah, very carefully.
Down a chute? I don't know.
No, there's probably a section there where you walk in, then you stick on the suit, the
Go for a walk.
environmental suits, and then you sort of walk across.
Yeah.
But,
Who knows?
yeah. But to be honest with myself now, I quite like the look of it. It's I'm looking forward to seeing what way they play it out. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah. Vision
Definitely.
to see, will they kind of like they did in TAS, where there was a couple of stories where they sort of continued on from original series episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
because there's a lot they can do. There's a lot they can work with.
Yeah, it'll expand the universe more, which is what every single series does. I mean, like TAS expanded on TOS. Like, as I said, a lot of people come back, like what Frank said earlier, that they said, oh no, there's no holodecks in TOS era. Actually, yes, there was. TAS says there is, and TAS is now considered canon. So, do you know what I mean? Like, and then as well, when you throw the whole Kelvin universe is now canon thing into the mix, it's like, there's a lot. There's a lot.
There is a lot, yeah. And like, I mean, the fact that the Lower Decks is set into TNG universe, it opens doors to little cameos and little explorations of some
Definitely,
stuff in a humorous point of view. Like, is there anything you'd like to see them explore, or anything you think they shouldn't explore? Sorry, one second. I'll be back.
He's blinded.
Shining my eye there.
Blinded by the lights.
By the lights.
Were there 4 lights, Frank?
There were actually 4 lights.
4 lights.
They should explore that particular
Um,
aspect of things in Lower Decks at some point.
Oh, yeah. Oh dear.
Andrew Brannigan says site-to-site transport.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Teleport, maybe?
Well, they did have site-to-site transport by the stage of TNG, didn't they? So
Absolutely,
that's
yeah.
definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
You know?
They kind of even had it in TOS, actually, technically, but they just never really showed it because that'd be too much CGI for the era, but you know.
Yeah.
Hi, John.
there you go.
John Hardy. John Hardy.
And John Hardy, yeah. And Grace there as well. Andrew Brannigan says time frame post Nemesis and pre Picard.
I think so. Yeah, 2380. I think they said.
That would make
23
sense.
post Nemesis.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Glad to be here.
Hi, Anne.
Anna saying hi to everyone. But yeah, so it's hopefully, you know, we're going to get word very soon as to where we'd be able to see this naked outdoors. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, it's going on to CBS All Access there on the 6th of August, I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no announcement yet.
It'll either be Prime or Netflix. I mean, it depends on whoever's they're probably just waiting to see who makes the biggest bid for it, to be honest, because they seem to flip between the two.
Yeah.
You know, or they could just throw us a curveball and stick it on Hulu, and then we'll just be like, shit. Like, damn it.
Well, I imagine a lot of TV networks would be desperate for new content, so I could see the likes of maybe because Channel 4 and E4, they already have the likes of Rick and Morty and all those animated stuff. You could see them possibly making a play for it.
Or Sci-Fi as well. Their Sci-Fi might be interested in it. But they don't really show much.
Sci-Fi doesn't. I've never seen anything animated on Sci-Fi. I don't think. I could be wrong now.
No, it's as well as that, I don't know if Sci-Fi Channel would actually get a Trek show. Like, you know what I mean? It's going to be.
Well, I mean, they have the rights to like TNG and DS9 and all that, and Voyager just constantly on repeat. Different times of the day. Yeah.
It seems more likely that they would show it on Netflix, I think, because the likes of Enchanted and all those ones are on there, you know. So
the animated ones,
they're all on there. So I'd say it probably will be Netflix, and they'll probably wait till around the time Discovery's coming out. Maybe, or they might release at the same time. It's hard to say. Like, we don't know, you know.
Yeah, we mightn't get it like straight off like that on August the 6th. We could be September or something before we get it.
Wasn't it the case? But sometimes with Netflix, they wait until the show is finished before they. I know with the Discovery and a lot of the other shows that they showed it weekly in the same way as say CBS All Access or wherever it was. But a lot of the other shows that Netflix have, they tend to drop it.
Well, Alan O'Shea just said there that season 1 and season 2 Discovery were on before, so.
They did, but it was well after the date, though.
Well after.
You see, the one thing CBS would be loath to do is to release it in the US where it can be ripped and put online. So they may want to do it simultaneously with their own launch, which they seem to have done with Discovery and Picard and all that. We pretty much got it within a week of it broadcasting in the US. So I'd say the same kind of thing, possibly. I don't see them being keen to open it up to, you know, piracy and stuff like that, like as it's want to happen, because people won't want to wait, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, you know.
That's true.
So hopefully some word will come out soon of where and when it's going to be available to be seen over here, you know. But yeah, it's just one of those things, really. Like, you know, I mean, hopefully, I think on the 23rd, San Diego Comic-Con are having a virtual con.
Yes.
I was reading that today.
23rd is the Star Trek Universe panel.
Okay.
So maybe
you should get some more information on that.
So it might become clearer, like, you know, whether they make an announcement now for this side of the water, like, you know, is one thing, but we should find out an awful lot more about that, and you know, hopefully when Discovery season 3 is going to air, that as well, you know. Which is also something I'm looking forward to. So
well, I think they were saying that the principal, like all the everything was shot. It's just that a lot of it's pre-production or something like that. I think they were saying.
Yeah. John Hardy says he's not a lover of the style of ship as well.
Yeah, a lot of people.
There's a lot of people seem to have an issue with the design.
Yeah, I wonder.
Too, you know?
That's
But let's
true.
look at it this way. Is there anything on it that you saw on the trailer that you didn't like?
Me?
Because I think we're all pretty on the same page here. Everybody really enjoyed the trailer and have really high hopes for the show, and I think we're going to really enjoy it. But was there anything any of you
Not
saw that
really.
you
No,
didn't
not
like?
really. I thought it was kind of cute and funny, and I was just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, I can't really fault it, to be honest. Like, it looks like it's going to be a bit of fun. Like, to be very honest, like, I mean, I viewed it as an animated show. I viewed the trailer as I was watching an animated show, so the humor is what you kind of expect, you know?
Yeah. That's the way I looked at it as well.
Yeah, like, I mean, you're not going to get, and that said, like, people who say that Trek is really, really serious, like, you know, it's not. Like, there's so many great episodes of even TNG, which are hilarious. Like, one of my favorite episodes in TNG is, was it the Q one, where he becomes human? What's that one called?
Oh yeah. Can't think of the name of it there, but yeah.
Yeah, brilliant episode, hilarious. Like. So
It's one where it ends where he gives Data that temporary gift of laughter.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
At the end, like, you know, played well
Doesn't
by
tell what the joke is.
There, yeah. What about yourself, Lee? Was there anything about it that you didn't like?
Do you know? I don't think we saw enough of it to be able to say,
Yeah.
"Oh, I didn't like that." Because
Very
I mean, I suppose they have to be very careful about what they show in a trailer. You know, I mean, they can't show too many jokes, and they can't show too much of this. You know, and I don't really think we saw enough to be able to say. I mean, obviously, okay, look, people don't like the ship, and that's fine. But I mean, I think you're right. It does look like a TNG ship, you know. But I didn't see anything I didn't like in it.
No.
And I suppose, look, that's just the fairest I can be. Whether that stays my opinion now with the series, but I'm going to give it the benefit of watching it all. You know.
Exactly, as you should do, you know. Zap just said there, why did the deflector screen on the shuttle only cover the cockpit window? Good question, Zap. Because that's the breakable part, obviously. I mean, come on. It's like having tempered glass.
I think it was actually a blast shield, though, was it? I think it was blast shield. Blast shield up, blast shield up.
I actually laughed out a little bit, though. I just like, oh my God.
First time I thought you were doing that to Spider-Man, blast shield up.
And says Jerry O'Connell as the captain. Thoughts?
Oh, he's not the captain.
He is the is he the captain or isn't he?
No, he plays the first officer. Yeah, captain is the female.
Oh,
Captain Carol Freeman.
Very good.
Got another badass.
Another female, female captain, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry O'Connell, I can't quite place him. What's he in?
Sliders.
Sliders.
Which character was he in Sliders?
The main guy.
Oh,
who invents the
portal gun. I've seen that show.
The last thing I think I saw him, he was playing Sheldon's brother in The Big Bang Theory.
Oh,
yeah. He pops up in things now and again. He's married to, of course, number one, Rebecca Romaine.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. So there is a Star Trek connection there already. So.
All right. Very good.
Yeah. I cannot wait to see how they show how crew gets from the saucer to engineering. There has to be.
There's got to be. Yeah. There's definitely a joke in that.
Like crawling through the Jeffries tube or something.
So that's where.
I'm just waiting to hear that it's actually just a slide down one of the either pylon, you know, a real engineering thing to do, you know,
or a fireman's pole.
That's it.
Google slides, you know, the slides that used to have in the Google offices.
You walk into a
spiral slide.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that's all going to be aspects of the comedy.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I think the design of the ship is probably intentional.
I'm sure these sort of criticisms, we've heard them in the past. We've heard them about the Calvin starships. We've heard them about ships in the in other shows as well. Like, well, how's that going to how are you supposed to get there? Where's the Jeffrey tube in this thing? You can really see where
we won't mention.
And you can make that a running joke on the what's the name? The Cerritos, is it?
Cerritos, yeah.
Cerritos. It sounds like a cereal.
But
there's the old, that goes back to the old TOS joke of the does nothing goes nowhere. Jeffrey Shube, you know.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
TNGN, yeah, TNGN.
Nothing
Yeah.
goes nowhere. Yeah.
So I mean that even goes back to back to then where they're just like, I don't know what it does. It's somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Nico.
And they put up that little sign just to sort of, a little Easter egg for anybody who might spot it.
Ah, yeah. I'm sure there'll be little kind of
References
in
to
jokes,
that.
references and stuff to previous series and stuff like that. So
Yeah. So do you think we'll get some classic characters popping by?
Oh, I hope so. That'd be great. The crossover from the universes, hopefully.
Anita says hi. John Hardy says, I wonder what the security officer's jokes will be.
Lots of dead red shirts. Probably. Or else they'll throw us for another curveball and just kill everything but the red shirts.
I love that the security officer wearing yellow has a ripped shirt. You know,
oh yeah.
Is that a nod to Kirk always having that ripped shirt?
Yeah, I would say more than likely it is. Yeah.
Still loving TOS when Bones walks in and he has to give Jim a shot and he just literally rips his sleeve off. He just goes. Oh dear. There is no truth to the rumor.
That's one of those occasions where bad stitching is exactly what they needed. We want to make sure
Captain says, by order of the captain, there is no truth to the rumor that the Cuchulainn lower decks were the inspiration for this new show. Good job, carry on, Cap. Lol. I'm like, of course not. No, of course not. What are you talking about?
Yes, well, I think
you
kind of insinuated that from the word go, Nikki, didn't you? That looks exactly like the Cuchulainn crew.
Yeah.
Don't know what you're talking about, Captain.
But it's one of my favorite episodes of TNG was Lower Decks. I think it was the 7th season it was in.
Yeah, it was the 7th season. Yeah,
7th season.
Haven't gotten there yet.
It's up to that point, it was all about the main crew and stories that they were telling with that crew. And then all of a sudden, this episode came along and it exploded senior officers, and it was like, there's a whole show there.
Oh yeah,
it was such a great episode. In a season season 7 of TNG had its ups and downs. There was quite a few dodgy episodes in that season, but that was absolutely brilliant. You know what I mean? So it's great to see they took some inspiration from it. But is there anything else that you hope to see in this show? Anything particular that you'd like to see them do?
Gosh, probably it would be fun to actually see them. Obviously it needs to be a trend in it, that we show the things they do that they're not supposed to do. But officially, we don't talk about those things that we're not supposed to do. like everything we don't do, of course. But yeah, absolutely. I think I'd love to see more of that. The things they do in engineering, that they're probably not supposed to do. And I'll just patch that hole and put a bit of gaffer tape. It's grand.
Oh, that has to be, yeah.
Well, we've already seen from the trailer that there's the Borg are in there somewhere.
Oh,
yeah.
Seen the Borg, Yeah. I'd love to see them. Could you imagine that lower deck crew finding themselves in the mirror universe?
Oh my God, that'll probably happen.
Can you imagine if they went into the mirror universe and they were actually really nice, efficient people?
Yeah, it's the opposite way around.
It turned completely, you know what I mean? Whereas they're all over the place, and the guys in the mirror universe know exactly where they are.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God!
They're the smart ones, and the senior officers, the the incompetent ones.
Oh yeah, well, there's a reason why the senior officer is senior and why the lower officers are lower. So.
yeah. One thing for sure, it's going to be fun.
Oh yeah.
I think that
where
was the main thing. Yeah,
it's a bit of an homage in a way, actually, maybe to the Kelvin universe as well. Because you remember in the first movie, they were all basically new, fresh out of the academy, you know what I mean? When they were on the Enterprise, so it was just like, what do we do? That kind of thing. So I think we're going to.
There was rumors for years of a Starfleet Academy show, wasn't there?
Yes, there was a comic series.
There was the comic series. I've read a couple of them. But I think that was set in the Kelvin universe, I think.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
But there was talk for quite some time of the possibility of, someone doing an Academy series,
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I suppose they were probably looking at the, the young adult market or whatever,
Zap says,
the teen market.
Seb says most highly polished pain boots in the universe. In reference to the mirror universe, yes.
Yes,
See the
absolutely.
pain in his eyes.
You just imagine those lower decks running around with the your what do they call them?
agonizers.
The
The
agonizers.
agonizers.
Yeah.
Getting up to all kinds of mischief with those, like, you know.
It's just like,
But yeah, it'll be. Oh, I really hope we get to hear very soon, like, you know, that it's coming over this week.
I think they're going to have to, as I said, for their own marketing reasons, they'll have to,
Yeah.
because, you know, I think that's why we've always kind of had stuff around the same time.
Yeah.
Because, I think they just, you know, they don't want to run the risk of it being pirated. You know what I mean? Because they can't. There are people who can. It's very easy for people to rip stuff off CBS, like, you know, very easily. That's how they get up on. I was able to watch a lot of the lower decks, and they're not even on Netflix yet. I was able to watch them online before I even bought them on the DVD set, like, you know. So it is.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, to get on top of that, they want to be releasing these things almost as soon as they're released on CBS.
That seems to kind of be the way with things nowadays. Like,
I mean, when Picard was on Amazon Prime,
yeah,
you know, Picard aired on the Thursday, I think, on CBS, and on the Friday on Amazon.
Yeah.
But I think it was usually around 11 o'clock Thursday
11
night.
o'clock on Thursday night. Well,
it was like it became available on Amazon, like, you know.
No,
That's
yeah,
it, yeah.
Oh, sorry, go.
Sorry, I suppose they had to do that, Frank, though, because, I mean, with technology as it is, and I mean, broadband has never been faster. I mean, I have a one gig broadband connection, and I mean, you know yourself, back when you and Jonna were doing the Babylon 5 shows in a hotel, you know, getting the video sent over, you know, I mean, like, there's none of that anymore. Like, now, I mean, once it's available in the States, I'd say within an hour, it's available for download on torrent sites.
Oh yeah,
somebody has it, yeah.
And
exactly.
they may as well release it early and get the fees from people watching on the likes of Netflix, rather than people going, oh well, I don't need to pay for Netflix, or I don't need to pay for Prime anymore, because I can just download the whole bloody thing. You know, whereas if you and that's going to happen if you make people wait even 24 hours. You know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like, that's why cinemas release movies so quickly after they come out of the cinemas now as well, just to stop pirating.
Yeah, stop pirating, like,
Yeah, because literally within 2 weeks of it leaving the cinemas, it's pretty much out on DVD, and it's like, okay, right. Yeah, especially if it's something really popular.
One of those things where, I mean, it's one of those things where it's great that we get to see it so quickly. But it's almost like I almost missed that aspect that you were talking about earlier, back years ago, when myself and Jonna were running those video days, you know.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, that became a social event, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It was.
You know?
We ran them in Wynn's Hotel in Abbey Street. Before that, Jerry used to do Shark Week Club there around the corner there, I think it was the Clifton Court Hotel. When we started watching his shows, like, and then he gave up doing it, and we started doing it in Wynn's, and we started off with DS9 and Babylon 5 and X-Files.
Yeah, I remember
back then you'd be waiting nearly a year.
Yeah, well, that's the same as like TV as well. Like, you'd be waiting, like, its season would finish, and you're like, oh, I have to wait another year now. You know, it's like, just put into the next DVD or something. You know.
Oh yeah.
We really are spoiled for choice.
We're too spoiled.
Yeah.
Like, and that's only developed in the last decade, like, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely. Even now, like, even with DVDs and now it's like, as you say, streaming services. It's pretty much on demand.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know it is, and I suppose it's a good thing, really, like, you know, and it's hopefully going to be the way they handle this, and hopefully we'll find out about that soon.
Yeah.
Because they see there's a post up there the other day, like, you know, that season 3 of Discovery coming soon.
Oh, okay.
I seen, I think Fergus put up a post there to show that posters out, so no doubt we're going to find out about that now, maybe on the 23rd.
Little bit, teeny tiny bits excited on it.
Yeah.
Very excited.
I think they're probably, it's quite possible they run straight into that after, you know.
I think Calypso's going to tie into it a lot. I think the short track Calypso is really going to tie into season 3. I think we're going to see that's not the last we've seen of what's his name. Your man.
Calypso?
I'd be
Hmm.
I'd be curious to see if there's any references to from Picard as well, like
Yeah.
with the whole
Yeah.
synths and stuff like that, you know.
Oh, I'd say they'll tie in. I'd say they'll definitely tie in. Alan O'Shea was saying those were the days, he remembers them well. Claim to fame was picking up Bon Armstrong from the airport in 2000 when we ran the Enterprise premiere,
Oh man.
which was in
Yeah,
Dunleary.
that was awesome.
That was great.
Oh,
Absolutely fantastic.
Wasn't it? I can't remember. Like, I mean, Dunleary, like I said, that's down the road for me. So I may have been at that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we had we showed I think it was
Yes.
4 or 5 episodes of Enterprise that had just aired in the States, and Bon Armstrong came over, gave a talk, and played his ukulele and sang a couple of songs. And,
That's how like he kind of knew you guys from at DST a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah. And he's
Zap
great.
just, Zap just said there, I hope we get the Calypso Discovery computer. Absolutely 100% agree, Zap. I really want her.
Oh, is Zora.
Zara, yes.
Zora's her name. Yeah,
Really want that.
she looked like what was the character? What was that? She took form. It was like it was a
Andrew also
holodeck
said there that he'd
recreation.
like to see,
Yes. She's like a holoform type thing.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of the.
oh yes, I remember now what you're saying. Yes, that would be very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that because it would be very different to what we've seen for the computers and ships before, which showed obviously an advancement. I suppose if they're going to be that far in the future, they would want to see an advancement like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff would be possible, you know?
But Andrew Brannigan says he'd like to see Martok and Worf in a Klingon episode. on
Yes.
Lower Decks.
Oh yeah. There's suspiciously no Klingons in Lower Decks. I wonder why.
Not yet.
You know, people
Maybe
would
not.
probably complain about the look of a Klingon in a cartoon.
Oh,
you
for
know?
God's sake!
They're still moaning.
Oh dear.
Into Darkness, they're still moaning. What's it, 10 years later?
No, I think I think it was the Discovery look that really annoyed people.
Oh,
John,
yeah.
no, Andrew, if you want to really, really annoy people, just have them go back to the no ridges, you know, kind of
Yeah, TOS.
TOS look. you
Yeah,
know,
blackface,
that really,
basically.
really grind the gears.
I always remember
you know?
that line from Worf, and they're sitting there in Trials and Tribulations, and they're sitting there in K7, and the lads, Klingons are over there, and the lads are looking at
Over
Worf.
there,
and goes,
over
like,
there.
it's a long story.
Genetic
Yeah, go. You can see an episode now coming up where, like, you know, they have Discovery Klingons over there, classic Klingons over there,
Oh,
Ian
that would
Ian
be
Klingons over
brilliant.
there.
And then, like, they'd be like, well, no, they
and
come
somebody
from...
walks in and says, "Which ones are these guys? Which of these guys are the Klingons?"
Yeah.
Honestly,
it'd be something like...
I think
It'd be
it's a
like they're from
regional
different
thing,
planets or something, part of the
Yeah.
Klingon Empire, like,
I think
Well,
it's a
that's
regional
it. It's
thing.
supposed to be 24 houses or something, and
or they'll
Different
use
capacity.
they'll use the Romulan joke from Picard about what was it, the top head, the ridges or something.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a
Yeah.
stubborn northerner.
But that's what I think.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, I think we will see. I think with the Klingons, it is probably just a regional thing, like because like
Mm.
but that's Discovery seemed to hint at that anyway.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Klingon. It's a Klingon Empire, so there's numerous planets in the
There's
Empire.
loads of planets.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, presumably
Yeah.
the Klingons, they may be all Klingons, but they're on different planets. They're going to evolve slightly
Yeah.
differently.
Mhm,
course.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, so it's not that far of a reach. You know.
No,
Mm.
absolutely not. Like every other sci-fi show does it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll just make a reference to Doctor Who. Look how much the bloody Cybermen and the Daleks have evolved over the years as well. Like they've gone from like bloody pepper pots to bunker cards to like you're gonna go okay.
I
It's a
mean, the
case now with
Cybermen have
Daleks.
always kind of looked the same, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
In that sense.
eh,
Well, they
very
look
so-
like they always look like robots.
Yeah, that's
You know what I
true.
mean?
They kind of get
Yeah.
the classic style robot.
Yeah.
What's that?
And then Andrew Brannigan says the retcon Enterprise has a genetic virus from augments.
Yeah.
The retcon did an Enterprise, sorry, yes, as a
Yeah,
genetic
they
virus
did.
from
They made a
augments.
reference to it, all right. But I mean, that was after, that Deep Space
Yeah.
Nine episode. So it's funny
It
the way
was,
they kind of done things. They could have done the other thing and said, "Yeah,
it kind
he's
of works the same way, doesn't it? Because Worf didn't explain what happened.
No.
He just said we don't.
No.
know.
He just said it's a long
It
story.
could have been something as simple as the TOS Klingons are like half Klingon, half human. Even like it could have been something as simple as that. I mean, look at B'Elanna Torres. She's only got tiny little.
Yeah.
They're not even proper fully formed ridges. Like, so who knows?
Mm.
We know it's possible.
Absolutely.
As the Andorians say, pink skins. Yes.
Different cultures.
Yeah, and then you go to Andorians. There's 2 breeds of Andorians as well. You got your blue
As
ones.
the
And
Endors say, pink
And
skins,
you've got your Eners.
Eners. Yeah.
Eners.
Yes, exactly. So
Exactly. So maybe that's something they'll explore in a
hopefully.
humorous
In a
vein.
in a humorous kind of way. It'd be like stuff like that we didn't really get an explanation for or something like that.
Yeah.
And the things that you can explain away in an animated show as well, that you couldn't do in the TV series without it being.
I'd say we'll probably get a lot more alien species as well.
Oh yeah.
Animations. Yeah.
I love that the Doctor's.
They can run wild with animation, can't they?
The Doctor's a Cation.
Yeah, Cation. Yeah.
Cation.
Hold this and don't let it drop.
Hold this and don't.
Don't drop it.
Don't drop it.
Don't puke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hold this and don't puke. Yeah. I thought she was male originally, but no, it turns out that she's
No, she's actually female. Yeah.
It's hard to tell with Cations.
Yeah, that's true.
It's hard to tell with cats, so I mean,
well,
it really is.
I think we'll see that cat species from TIS. What were they called?
Cations.
That's
they're
that's what the Doctor is.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, I need to watch it again. I didn't spot that.
Yeah,
What was the
they're
Cation in TAS?
Maress.
Maress.
Yeah, Emrys. Yeah. Wanted to. I have cosplayed her part, sort of. Kind of.
Yeah, you've cosplayed her before, haven't you? Yeah,
I did her on the Zoom chat. Yeah, I had to.
Yeah.
It was a COVID-19 style. It was an Emrys.
That's an interesting one from Andrew.
Yeah.
Lower decks to visit post-Dominion Cardassia and visit Garak.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he's like the.
Hi, Michael.
Yeah, I think that the book's kind of established that he's sort of
Garak having fun with those junior officers. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
It'd be really interesting to see what mischief he'd get them up to.
I want to see Q. I want Q.
Oh, they have to have Q in it. I mean,
because the hilarity, just a Q. It doesn't have to be RQ. It would be better if it was RQ, but I mean,
they'd probably get John Delancey.
They could get John. Sure, they could get John Delancey to voice it.
Yeah,
he'd probably do it. He would.
Voice actor. He's done voiceovers for different things anyway, isn't he?
He's done the entire. He did the Star Trek the game.
He did the game, yeah.
He's done like tons of
timelines.
Timelines, yeah, timelines.
Yeah, he does the thing at the start, yeah.
Actually, he features heavily in the Star Trek Borg PC game. It's more like a movie than it is a game, actually.
I think they shot stuff for that, didn't they? Like cutscenes.
That was during that trend, was it, in the 90s, where video click and point games were all
and it's all done in like Apple QuickTime, so like the quality of the video is like it's very pixelated at times,
And that was a mad rage in the 90s. There was a couple of games like that came out during that time that were like that, and you're like, what?
The old click and point now is just something I never got into. The first track game I played on the computer was Elite Force.
Nice.
And that was a good game. I really enjoyed that, actually.
I have online on my computer. I just on my PS4. I just need to get into it properly.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried Star Trek Online, and it's enjoyable. Like, you know what I mean?
It is.
It takes an awful lot of investment. That
there is like who has time for that?
Yeah.
It's hard, and it's like because it's quite glitchy at times. I found. That's kind of what stopped me playing it for a while, because it kind of got a bit glitchy on me, and I was just like, just like, I couldn't. Once I finished my shakedown mission as my character, I couldn't seem to work out where the hell I was supposed to go, because they didn't give me a new mission. I'm just like, so what do I do now?
So how long do you think it'll take before we see Cerritos in Star Trek Online? Then, are we going to start seeing animated characters in their vein in the game?
Possibly.
I would say, how long before you see an Eagle Moss ship out of it?
Yeah.
Not
That's,
too long.
yeah,
ago,
I'd say so.
they jump on the bandwagon fairly quickly, don't they? Actually, that one will probably stand up better than some of the other ones they have.
Oh god, there's a comment from Andrew Bragan. I played Starfleet Academy on 3.5 floppy inch discs. Jesus.
Nice.
Now we're
discs.
talking.
Yeah.
Floppy discs.
Remember the old floppy disk, all right?
Yeah.
That was my school days with floppy disks. And you said they were great, like, oh, I have 3.5 megs on this. I can save about 100 photos. Now you couldn't even say the bloody song on the damn things now. That's what I was trying to say to my friends. You see this little thing? Yeah. This used to save one song. Because like when you think about like the size of some things now, like even online, it's just like, the memory on computers. Like,
I still have a USB floppy disk drive.
Nice.
Up there somewhere, that was for. I wanted to transfer. I got it because there was some stuff on floppy disks that I wanted to put down onto my newer computer, and it was like very handy, but so little information. It was like
disk swap for the win.
Yeah.
Mission disk swap.
Yeah, you'd swap discs in the middle of the game, and you're like,
oh, I remember that though. It was compact disc though. It was the PlayStation 1. You used to have to do that for some games as well if they were really big. And I remember, and the nervousness when you'd swap the disc in case the game would freeze.
In case the game would fall over, because if it fell over, you'd have to go and reboot the whole thing, and it would take nearly half an hour, and you go,
Oh yeah, like I remember, like it was the Oddworld games, the little alien that went around trying to get over Meat Factory. I don't think.
Yes, I vaguely remember that.
Fantastic games! They're one of my favorite games of all time. They remade it recently, actually, but the old games like that, the sequel was a 2-discer, and I had it for the original. I remember when you get to this very essential point, and it was like, please insert disc 2, and you're like, please load, please load, please load, please load, please load. I've gotten so far. The most thing that ever happened to me was I remember playing Final Fantasy 9 on the PlayStation 1, and I put in disc 2, and disc 2 would not load.
Oh no!
And I cried.
Because obviously it hadn't saved. There wasn't an auto save point or something.
No. Recently, I replayed it and finished it on the PlayStation 4. I was just like, haha, discs. Who needs them?
But that's it. I mean, I think most.
It's all on stream now, isn't it? Like, what's the?
That's what I'm saying. Most of them now, it's all like they're all online.
Oh, losing people again.
Yeah, it's probably because we're we've kind of gone off discussion. I think, is it?
Oh yeah, sorry, damn. We never do that. What are you talking about? This never happens in one of Frank's XO chats. Never.
No, never. We are back. Yeah.
We are back in the room.
They were only talking about cassette tapes making a comeback.
Yes. This is true. Oh, really?
You get one. Yeah.
I suppose I do.
Well, vinyl made a comeback, so it's
true.
just
Yeah.
one of those.
But tapes didn't have a good sound though. I mean, vinyls had really good sound. Like it's compromised by the digital thing, but I don't know about tapes. Tapes are.
No, I think vinyl is that's the ultimate.
Actually, do any remember renting videos, right? And all the adverts before the film started, and one of them might have been for coming soon DVD, and it would show you video quality here and DVD quality here, and you're like, this is not the best medium to be showing this new fantastic. Why don't you just make videos better?
Yeah.
It's like now when you see like standard and then you see HD or Blu-ray, it's like like showing 4K quality on a standard HD TV is not the best medium to be showing. It's not like it's not 4K. There's something else now. That's the new standard.
We're talking about 8K now,
Ultra HD.
Ultra HD, yeah, that's it.
But sure, like do you remember back in the day as well when I would have been a child at the time, but you'd play the video so much that eventually you'd end up with the track lines at the end of it.
Yes, I had that happen many times in some of the tapes.
Like, the video's going funny.
Although I think if you could only record over them so many times or something like that, you'd start seeing the other program over.
But that used to start happening even with with like commercial videotapes as well, like Disney. I had loads of the Disney movies on video, and like that. If you played them so much, eventually they just sort of died. But
Yeah.
is the Cerritos named after a city as she's a California class ship? That's a good point.
It's quite possible.
I still say it sounds like a cereal, but that's just me.
Cerritos.
Cerritos.
It does actually sound a bit like
Well, like a Doritos cereal, is it?
I'm sure there's probably.
Doritos.
I reckon there's probably an in joke in the series that explains how it got that name.
Uh-oh.
There's probably a holodeck program for swimming where it's called the salsa dip or something like that.
So yeah, it sounds like something like that. All right.
Yeah.
Williamson was talking about Activision had the license for those games in the late 90s. He played Armada, Elite Force, Bridge Commander, Starship Creator. Many hours of you playing those games. Yeah, I remember it well.
I'm kind of sad I didn't get to play any of those games. They were all before my time, unfortunately. But
No, like I mean, Elite Force is one I very much enjoyed. I have to say. Personally, I was never really one for playing on the PC. You know, when I did start gaming, it was on the consoles. Unless John was running a couple of games there and there, and he'd have them on the PC and then have a crack at it, like, you know.
Yeah. I could never work with I did have a gaming PC for a while, but I could never really mesh with the whole having to constantly upgrade your computer to play a game. That just really bothered me. I was like, why should I update just to play one game? Like,
just play one game.
Yeah, whereas
at the times you used to have to buy RAM or a new a new graphics card or something just to play a new game or something.
So much mess. Like, I just prefer with a console. You just game you play. Done.
Actually, I see John Hardy just sent a link there for the uniform is on sale on eBay at the moment.
Oh my God.
It's a nice uniform. I will give them that. It's not quite as nice as the Picard one, but
it sort of looks like the
It really didn't take them long, did it?
The dress uniform, doesn't it? You know that they had in TNG and DS9.
Yeah, I mean $29.99 sterling and free postage. I mean,
I'd be curious to see about the quality of
but come on, man, you're gonna get what you pay for here.
I know, that price. So like, okay,
you are, of course, yeah.
And if DST was a go ahead, I would say half the attendees would be wearing this stuff.
Oh, there were, because there was in one of the comments, because obviously there's a clip in the trailer where one of the ensigns is completely in the nip, and it's like, there's got to be someone who's got to do that. Just an all over body stocking and just
Actually, I've a bit of a funny story about DST last year. There was a guy there, the Alice Eve who plays Carol Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
She has a very famous scene where she's stripping down behind Kirk. There was a guy at DST last year who went in for his photo shoot in the same bra and knickers. And Alice Eve's bodyguard, because let's call him a bodyguard, turned around to this guy and said, "I am not letting you in there dressed like that." And they had to borrow a hoodie for him to wear. But he went in with the blonde wig and all.
He had the wig and everything.
Yeah. And I was just standing there and I saw him walking past in like the bra and knickers, and I was like, I know exactly what he's doing. I know exactly where he's going.
That takes a special sort of
no shame.
Oh yeah, total. Yeah.
Like you see a lot of them at every con though.
There's always one that just kind of. Yeah.
I remember one girl turned up to maybe years ago when I was doing the arcade con video shoots, and one girl just turned up in tape, like literally duct tape over her particulars. And I'm like, huh? Like, what are you supposed? I'm an anime character. Oh, that explains it. I was like,
an anime character.
Yeah, I said, oh, that explains it. It was like,
it really does.
Fair play. Like, I mean, I've been to a lot of conventions. Like, if there's one thing you find, like when you go to these events, is that people are pretty open-minded and relaxed.
No, I'm not. That's definitely. It's
one
amazing.
Of the things I enjoy about it, like, and
I mean, it's amazing what some people like.
What I said, like fair effects of them with their, body.
Wrong effects.
Confidence.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
The whole
And,
run,
Sorry, Nikki, you mean lack of shame, yeah? Lack
Lack
of
of-
shame.
Lack of shame.
lack of shame. Yeah. I just no, not for me. As far as I go is the scant. That's it. TOS scant is as far as I go.
I think
Yeah,
we see the scant.
Oh, they have to have those in
We
Lower
see the
Decks.
scant in Lower
Oh,
Decks.
they have to. There's
Like-
so many jokes with with scans in
TNG
Lower
scant is as far as I went. So
Yeah,
You
you
know.
rocked it, man. You rocked it.
I mean, the world wasn't ready for my hairy legs, but you know what? I'm okay with that.
Oh dear.
They
Yeah,
were more ready for it in the 80s than they were now.
Yeah, they
Mm,
probably were.
that's true. I mean, yeah, you have to remember, like they're sort of like it was the 19 because they were featured in like the pilot episode Counter of Farpoint, weren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there was two.
Yeah.
the guy in
Yeah.
the background just
The guy in the background, yeah.
You
totally
just have them
normal,
wandering around. Yeah.
Wandering around, yep.
which would have been
Yeah.
very risque.
I think they were only in. I think they were only in the first. Was it the first season or the second season or something? I don't remember seeing them when they
They
changed the
It didn't last
uniforms.
very long anyway. Like,
No.
It was a bit risque.
Yeah, I suppose. They were.
Yeah, I mean, no less risque than the TOS scant. Let's put it that way. Even the cosplay versions of them are longer than what they were in the show. Like, I mean, dear God.
Yeah, well, that was the
Yeah.
the 1960s. So
Like mine,
1960s,
the one
yeah.
I have goes to just above my kind of just the middle of my calf, whereas the ones in TOS were like up to their bloody hip. Like, you're kind of going, dear God, like.
well, it was the 1960s, Nikki.
Yeah, but the women wanted
They're
that.
all their age.
Apparently, they wanted that. That's
Oh yeah,
It was a kind of a rebellious thing. They were like,
yeah, it's 60s.
we're gonna do it. It's like, and they rocked
Peace
it,
and
so,
love.
a lot to
Yeah, so
learn.
maybe we'll see the scant in Lower Decks.
Oh,
What
no.
about anything else you'd like to see?
Eh,
I was just thinking I'd like to see, Mirror Universe would be one thing, maybe a little bit of
Yeah.
time travel back to
oh,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Did
time
they-
travel. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Triple.
It'd have to.
Has
It'd have to
be
be a.
Can I be honest?
Oh, triples. Have to
I'm not a
triples, yeah.
fan of the time travel thing. I think it's been done to death. Every series does
Oh,
time
I
travel.
agree.
You
No,
know?
but what I'm thinking is, a Lower Decks version of cause and effect.
Oh,
Oh,
Could you imagine with that crew where they're stuck in the one day over and
Oh
over?
my God,
maybe
yeah.
like Groundhog Day or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
that episode of
Yeah.
Episode 1 where Jack gets stuck in the time loop. Do you remember that? And if nobody else but him remembers, it's a great episode of not in the middle of my backswing. It's in it's just
Oh,
Jack,
yes, it's Star
Jack,
Rescue
Jack.
One.
Yeah, just constantly. It's just him. No,
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, every series has done like any sort of sci-fi series. They've all done some element of time travel or something like that.
and then some series base the entire series around it.
Mm,
Absolutely.
we had that discussion a few weeks ago.
We did, absolutely.
I fell asleep.
It's all right.
But yeah, so it's a lot that we have to look forward to.
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
At the hour mark now, so we'll wrap it up shortly. But with Lower Decks and with the the San Diego Virtual Con on the 23rd, which is that's what Thursday is it?
Thursday, I think it starts. Yeah, there'll be some time
Is
in.
there
I
anything
don't know.
particularly you're hoping to hear from them? Like,
Oh yeah, I'd like to hear more about the Stranger Worlds. See who we're gonna have in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see more of the cast of that.
See if we're gonna get any
Obviously, maybe.
more cameos.
Sorry, Nikki. Yeah.
No, you're fine. No,
Obviously, a little more about Discovery and
when it airs,
what else?
when we're going to get to see it.
Yeah, just
I wonder, will we see Dr. Boyce in Strange New
Oh.
Worlds?
yes, I think we all know who we want to play that. There was a petition
Yeah,
up for it. I think he actually responded himself, like Jeffrey.
Oh.
So, yeah, I mean, it would be ideal. Like he's been in like all the, no, he wasn't. Was he in the Next Generation? I don't think he was.
I don't think so.
I don't
No,
think so. No.
yeah, he was only in DS9 and
DS9, Enterprise.
he hasn't been in Discovery, has he?
Don't think he's been in Discovery.
no, not yet. Anyway,
Not yet. Anyway, yeah.
He was in Babylon. He was in one episode of Babylon 5 as well. But yeah, I mean, he's very versatile. Like, you know, I mean, the amount of different characters he's played. And
Yeah, that's the thing, because he's so synonymous with, you know, with Star Trek and playing so many different characters. And it would be interesting to see him, you know, playing a character like, you know, because you don't often see him without some sort of prosthetic.
Yeah.
I think that was the one. Was the one episode, the Far Beyond the Stars, where Cisco's Benny Russell, and I think he's playing a cop or something. You see him briefly. Yeah.
Well, Andrew Brannigan says he'd like to hear something about Section 31.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of got lost in the whole, you know.
It's quite possible what's happened there is that,
worlds.
like, because of COVID-19, like, you know, there's probably no filming or stuff going on. And
No. It's still supposed to be happening, though. So.
yeah, I think it's all something from Michelle Yeoh, all right.
Yeah, she
There's
put
something
up a
already-
post saying that she was going back to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. Yes.
I mean,
Ooh. That could be good.
It could be. Absolutely. Yeah.
I haven't seen her kicking ass again.
Mm-hmm. She's awesome. I love her.
Gosh, gas.
No, it'd be interesting to see where they go with that. Like, you know, I mean, hopefully there'll be some information on that come out on Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah.
I reckon there's going to be a lot of Strange New World stuff on it.
I would say for definite, and obviously Discovery. So,
Yeah.
There's nothing else, is there? There's no other.
No.
There was one other, isn't there? They're supposed to be used. They were supposed to be using another animated one, but it was for
Oh, there's meant to be one for
cheap.
Nickelodeon or something.
Nickelodeon or something. But,
Yeah.
Was that not Lower Decks? No?
No, that's not
no, it's a different one.
Oh.
That was a different one
Yeah.
again. You know, because Lower
Yeah.
Decks is geared at adults anyway. Like, you know, it's
Okay.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah, well,
it's, as you say,
definitely.
it's like Rick and Morty and Fire, you know, Futurama and all those. But they were supposed to be doing an animated show for Nickelodeon as well, which would be specifically aimed at kids. Like,
Yeah. Oh, well, I'd say we'll probably hear.
That'd be a potential for a
Stuff
Starfleet
on Thursday.
Academy type thing. Possibly. Potentially.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It'd be
I mean,
interesting to
the
see.
possibilities are endless. I mean, if they're rebranding everything as Star Trek Universe, so you
Which
know,
is great.
they obviously
Like,
have intention of.
it's great to see so much
few
Trek
things.
out there now. Like, it's.
Yeah,
Um,
it's great to see. They have a lot of plans. You know, they have a lot of stuff coming up. You know, they've you'll probably hear a couple of things about Picard season 2, perhaps, and
Oh yeah, of
you know.
course, yeah, absolutely.
you know,
Yeah.
they were supposed to have already started production on that, but obviously it's been delayed because of COVID. But
Oh yeah, well, obviously.
They have been having. They did have a meeting though, apparently, because there was a picture of them all at what was it? Patrick.
well,
Stewart.
I think filming is starting to resume.
Oh yeah, they were all that's it. They were at Patrick Stewart's 80th
Yeah.
birthday party,
yeah.
so.
Or possibly chats about it there, maybe. Who knows?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it might be interesting to see what we'll have to, you know, discuss after Thursday. Hopefully, we'll have a lot more information on what's going on and what's coming in and what we can expect very soon. But certainly with Lower Decks. Oh, hang on, just a group there. Plus the Terry Rain Picard spin-off, says Michael. Terry Rain.
Oh.
They're actually talking about a 7 of 9 spin-off, aren't they?
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Somebody came up with a snappy name for it.
Yeah.
No, 7 Ranger 7.
Oh.
As in,
yeah.
that's
Defenders Rangers.
Yeah, I think I would like to see that sort of see more of that, you know, her kind of
Wouldn't be
story.
hard.
Oh, like when she appeared on Picard, she took it by storm, didn't she? Really?
Oh yeah, she's
Nah,
brilliant.
yeah.
Really
7
good.
was brilliant, like, you know. So
She just fell back into the role like it was nothing. Like.
yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah, and gave her so much, you know, her humanity, and yet still.
I thought that I think they were a little presumptuous in killing off Hugh, though. I would have liked to see more of him
Yeah, I'm still.
Yeah. because he's a good actor as well, like Jonathan DeLarco, like so. Yeah.
That sucked. I wasn't too happy.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah.
I guess it was just, you know, that was just part of the story that they were telling.
That was the story, and that was it, I suppose.
obviously
Exactly,
that is not a character they weren't all that
No.
interested in exploring any further, you know.
Yeah.
Wanted to wrap up his story, I suppose, and he was a kind of he was a plot device, you know.
Yeah, I suppose so.
So what is looking forward to most over what's going on?
Definitely
And you-
Stranger Worlds for me. Really.
Stranger Worlds.
Yeah, probably Strange New Worlds and Discovery Season 3, like.
Yeah.
Discovery Season 3, of course, yeah, also.
But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, new Star Trek at this stage, you know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Any new Trek is good.
Oh, really good.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'll take anything I'm given at this point.
Yep,
I've given up.
that's it.
I've given up hope on a fourth Kelvin movie at this stage.
Oh,
okay.
like, is there
Mm,
any? I heard.
no.
There's other
nobody-
rumors
Yeah.
going on about that as well, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
They want to do it, but I
There's
don't know.
there's so much spin about what's going on in the world of Trek, like, you know what I mean, that you have to take an awful lot with a pinch of salt. I mean, one of the,
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
you know,
If I see trailers, I won't believe anything.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, I mean,
That's
there's
it.
talk there of you know, after the fourth season, I think, of Discovery, where Discovery find themselves in the Kelvin timeline or something. So it's a case of Discovery meeting the Kelvin crew or whatever, like, you know.
I'd watch that.
Yeah,
I'd watch it,
but I would probably watch it as a
Good looking at getting Chris
movie
Pine.
or just like an extended episode or something. But
Yeah, good looking at getting Chris Pine though. He's
no, or yeah,
the rest of them are kind of a little bit more affordable, but yeah, he's the problem. That he was the problem for Chris Hemsworth.
Him and Chris Hemsworth were the issues there. Like, you know.
that's because I mean because Star Trek was made before Marvel, you know, went supernova, as they say, like.
Marvel and DC, because he's DC, Chris Pine, but he was just like, well, I'm Wonder Woman now.
But I mean, isn't Carl Urban like he's committed to the boys, isn't he?
True.
Yeah,
So
I would have said Carl Urban would be quite expensive for
now he
a
will
new
be.
film.
Yeah.
Simon Pegg's in that too, so there's that too, you know. So it's hard to know. You hear nothing about Zachary Quinto these days. Don't know where he is.
No, he kind of disappeared off the scene.
You didn't hear anything of him other than the Kelvin movies, really.
Yeah, I don't know him.
Yeah,
you know, I mean,
because we knew him before that from Heroes, and then I think that was kind of it. And then of course he did the he did that thing for Discovery, Mysteries of the Unknown or something like that. I think it was called.
I mean, he was a TV star.
Yeah,
and it was a bit of a break for him to get spotted. I think the Kelvin movies.
I suppose it's one thing to go from. He's probably doing bits and pieces now.
He's doing stuff
pop up on something. Yeah.
Unless they're waiting to see what the reception for some of the newer things are going to be, and hope that the hype is there to give them the funding to do something else in that universe. Because remember, it is all one company now again. So
it is. Yeah.
Well, the interesting, and just to go off on a side note there about the Kelvin universe, is there is a game out there called Fleet of Marda, and it's actually run.
Yes. By an Irish company.
Well, yeah, but they're an Irish company, but I think they were bought by whoever the American company is. There's a colleague of mine who used to work at my job. He works for them, and I would talk to him, just to see how things are. And he says, yeah, it's quite popular because they've kind of like they've introduced they've introduced the Borg and the Ferengi into it.
Oh,
so. They sort of kept going, like, yeah.
I mean, played it when it first came out, I think.
Yeah, I know. Well, myself and I know Zap Andrew Brannigan, like he plays it a lot. So, yeah. So I mean, like there is and I think as well, the comic books are still going. Are they, Nikki? Sound is gone. The comic books.
Oh, can you hear me?
The Kelvin universe.
No, Boldly Go has been cancelled.
What's cancelled?
It was cancelled.
Oh, was it? Okay.
The Boldly Go comics. They're finished now.
But they ran for a while.
They did, yeah.
Michael Nolan said maybe Discovery is security in the Kelvin universe.
Okay.
It's going to be very interesting to see where to go with that if they do go down that road. can't actually see it myself, to be honest. But you know,
Yeah.
as
Stranger
Nikki
things
said
have
there,
happened.
the companies have merged again, so it's
Mm.
certainly, but it's certainly possible. You know,
No,
Yeah.
absolutely, anything's
they're not
possible. Like,
competing with each other any longer. You know.
No,
But,
that's true.
no, so look,
Yeah.
sure, we'll see what happens, you know.
We'll just have to see what happens. That's it.
And if
Yeah,
not, we
yeah.
have 3 great movies to go. They were good, and they lost.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
It was a great trilogy, like, you know.
it was, yeah.
Mm.
Went out with a bang with Beyond, so you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's very interesting that with Beyond, like that seems to, I mean, just like in a way with Into Darkness, a lot of people really dislike Into Darkness.
Yeah,
It's always
Beyond-
on. It's always on the television.
Yeah, yeah. Whereas with Beyond, people seem to say either love it and say it's the most Star Trek movie of the 3, or they really hate it.
I think it was because it's sort
was-
of
I think it was very true to the original show.
yeah.
Personally, myself, but
Mm.
I loved it. It's my favorite of the 3, personally. But
Beyond.
yeah, actually, the first one is my least favorite. Funny enough, I thought it was a little bit.
The first one.
Yeah, it's very shaky
Yeah.
ground. I thought because it wasn't
Yeah,
put.
I
hadn't
mean,
put
Into
the characters
Darkness.
down. Yeah,
Yeah. The reason why they don't like Into Darkness is because of
Khan.
Khan.
Benedict
Although I
Cumberbatch.
thought Benedict Cumberbatch was great.
He
Oh
was.
no, he was like it's just they just really went the wrong way about it, like by
He
saying
should have
no,
been his
he's
own
not
character.
playing. Yeah, he's not playing Khan
No.
when everybody bloody knew that he was.
He should have been someone else. Like he should have been a different character, like his own character, and then it would have been totally acceptable, I think. But the rest of there are some very nice things in Into Darkness as well that I like. So
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. But yes, I mean they had made him another character with the same abilities and so all of that, using the same story, but you know,
Like he could have been just one of these
Augments.
the augments. Like he
Yeah.
didn't have to be Khan. He could be just one of the other
There
ones.
you go. He could have been another
Yeah.
element. Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
it would make more sense. But sure, look,
Oh, well, you know,
hindsight.
we're not
Yes,
script
that's it.
writers.
No. Look, at the end of the day, I
Oh,
still enjoyed all 3 movies, so you know,
Yeah, I mean,
somebody's
enjoyed
dissing
them
the
all right.
stop dissing the Franklin there. I can't talk to him there. I love the Franklin.
you like the Franklin.
Yeah, he's dissing the Franklin. Well, if you're dissing the Franklin, you're dissing the USS Enterprise NX-01 because it's the same ship. Just saying.
The Franklin was actually meant to be previous.
Precursor.
It's a precursor to the NX-01, isn't it?
Yeah, which is a brain burner, but yeah, I don't know how that works because the NX-01 was supposed to be the first one. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, the NX-01 was meant to be the first Warp 5 capable ship.
Yes.
I think the Franklin was what, Warp 3 or something, was it? Or
4, I think. She was retrofitted, I believe, to eventually to be Warp 5 after the Enterprise came out or something like that. Or
yeah.
something along those
It was
lines.
refitted in that way.
See, as well, I suppose it's the
Yeah.
Kelvin universe, so it's a different universe. So
Andrew Brannigan says the USS Franklin was the only bad bit in Beyond. Who is he saying that for? So anyways, guys, you know, we're what are we are now?
1 hour 20
almost an hour and
minutes.
a half. Yeah, there you go.
20.
We can talk.
Yes, absolutely. You can keep going. But so I think we'll wrap it up with last thoughts on Lower Decks. But before I do, just to turn around and say, for those who are interested, Q Forward is on tomorrow night. It's the pilot episode watch. So this week is the TV show Planet of the Apes.
Mm-hmm.
So Anne will put up her usual add me post on the Facebook page tomorrow at some stage. And you guys, I hope those who are going to join us have done your homework for that.
I watched it last night.
I'm going to go do it now.
Yeah, I'm doing it, making myself a cup of tea and do that this evening. You know, so
Yeah.
But so that's it. So guys, thanks very much. For me, my last thoughts on Lower Decks is that it is a highly entertaining addition to the whole Trek franchise. Is what I think it's going to be. A lot of people feel, that's not Star Trek, or this is not Star Trek. I think Star Trek has various different flavors now, and you know, you can either choose to enjoy a particular flavor or not enjoy a particular flavor. But the more that we have to sample, I think all the better it is. And I think this is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. So that's me. Nikki, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. As I said, I was pleasantly surprised by the trailer, so I really look forward to what it has to offer, and I'm looking forward to a bit of humor and something to laugh at. So, yep.
Excellent. And Andy?
Yeah, let's say same as Nikki. Looking forward to it, and I say any new Star Trek is good. It'd be nice to see what way they do it. Like as I say, Trek has always had a little bit of humor, and something. And God knows we all need laughing this day and age at the moment, So yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Yeah.
Excellent. Andy?
I think there's never been a more exciting time to be a Star Trek fan with so much stuff coming out. I mean, we're nearly spoiled for choice, you know. And I mean, especially with the Lower Decks and now Strange New Worlds. I mean, it's open to so much speculation, but we kind of just got to wait and see, what way they run with everything. But yeah, I mean, always excited for a new Trek, regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I totally agree. All right, guys, that's been brilliant. So we'll say goodbye to everybody on the Cuchulainn, and we'll see you hopefully next time for whatever it is we choose to discuss, quite possibly the revelations that we get to hear on Thursday.
Ooh.
You might be interested to see what comes from that, so we'll see where that goes. But until then, live long and prosper, everyone, and we'll see you again soon. Bye, all.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
And